All right, welcome everybody to our weekly group call, 27th of July. Can't believe how fast and furious this year is progressing. All right, let's jump into our results. This is our results call for the week. So we are going to look at that. Let me just bring that up. I've got lots more slides today, so I've got to just monitor what I'm doing. Okay, so last week we had a very, very successful week again. Some people reporting between $3,500 to $4,000 profits on the automated strategies. So this is our game plan strategies. And just for interest sakes, I see that Apex is running a 90% promotion. And a lot of you guys are using their system and service. So this is a great way to run the automated strategies if you do not have your own funded accounts. So, that is definitely something that you can be looking at. And talking about, special offers and what is available to members, we have our limited offer 6-month promotion at the moment. So the entire DTB system is actually available on a subscription for a 6-month period at a price of $399. So quite an amazing offer, which gives you the entire system of tools. And it's only for $399 for the first 6 months. And then if you continue, which you would no doubtably after that, it only works out to $599 for every 6 months, which is $100 a month. And that's a complete system of tools, giving you every single thing that you need to trade effectively on the futures market. And also what we are doing is this package that we're offering, this $399 package, is including a Jumpstart program. So this Jumpstart program is there designed to make sure people understand how the DTB system works, how to set it up effectively. And it's even designed for those who've got very little experience working with NinjaTrader. So NinjaTrader is a fairly complex trading platform to work with. There's a lot of nuances that you have to understand. And in fact, if you just install NinjaTrader and try to run automated strategies, if you just use default settings, it's actually not set up properly from the beginning. So, this also helps you set NinjaTrader up properly and effectively to run the automated strategies and be in line with everybody else. So as a introduction, the week 1 of our Jumpstart program is going to be, exactly the setting up of the system, setting up NinjaTrader, getting familiar with a few of the indicators, the tools, and just understanding the basics, and also, easing into, the actual trading platform itself, as well as the DTB system of tools. Our week 2 is going into more of the indicators, and I'm just going to look past my camera on the screen here. And it's going into more of the indicators and just understanding, what are the fundamental basics of the DTB system, and, how these indicators actually help your trading, and, make sure that you are more consistent so you understand what these are actually meaning and how they actually work. Week 3 is going to be all about our combining the different tools. So, there's no one magic bullet when it comes to trading. There's not one automated strategy or not one indicator or even a few indicators. There's, you often need to combine a combination. That sounds pretty weird, but you need to combine a few tools together so that they all work together to give you the highest probability trades. And that's kind of what we focus on in week 3, where we are looking at, what makes up the signal charts? What are the indicators that make up the signal charts? What are the tools that actually, help you identify very powerful entries into the market? So that's what we focus on there. And in week 4, we really go dive into the automated side. So, exactly our game plan. So this is helping people set up the game plan properly. I mean, how to set up the system is all good and well, how to understand the tools, but how to actually set up the game plan, which is a very quick process once people get into it. So that, this week really, ensures that anybody who's running the game plan or running the automated strategies knows exactly what they are doing, and, to ensure consistency. It doesn't help doing a half job or not, doing it effectively. This ensures that you are 100% set up properly to trade the, the game plan strategies as well as the other strategies. So that's our promotion that we currently have. So, a lot of companies out there will charge $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 for a trading course. Whereas this one is actually included with the very low price subscription. So it's really there to, give people the right tools to trade the markets, but also a very informative program so that they understand the tools effectively and are then able to use them consistently in their trading. Great. So I thought I'll just cover that a bit more. Now, for our existing members, we also have our, that's our Discord chats where the members are sharing results. So thank you for your continued effort in sharing the results of our, of your trading, your manual trading, your automated trading. So, it's really good to see you guys, continually doing that. Really appreciated with that continuing. And I just want to check where I am in my, there we go. Perfect. Okay, next slide is, we've got this whole Discord channel. So we've really started, making a huge use of this Discord channel. And, you're going to find there are different chats that are going to be kept adding to the list. And sometimes you need to go into Discord. On the top right, you got to click on your channel and you got to click on show all channels so that they don't hide them from your view. So that is something that you might need to do to see all these new channels pop up. But these are for members of the DTB traders community who are obviously subscribing to the tools, and it's additional information that is used to set up different tools, to set up charts for trading, whether it be workspaces or whether it be just individual indicator combinations or even automated strategies. So all of these additional tools, and there's going to be added to as we go along. They're really there to make sure that people are getting the best use out of the system. It's no use having a extremely powerful sports car if you don't go for driving lessons, right? And this is kind of the approach that we are doing over here, is not only giving you the very best tools that are available, but ensuring that there are materials available so that you can understand them a lot better. Okay, so there's that, and then our game plan for the week ahead. So this was completed on a few hours ago, where the game plan was set up. The templates are already provided. I see that if I just share my screen at the moment, let me just see if I can bring it up. Okay, so currently I see we've only had 2 positions enter. So we've got, that was a bit crazy. Look, we had a position enter. We just got stopped out by a ball hair. So nothing like some Sunday evening market manipulation to get us, off on the go. But then our second position actually hit its target. So that's where we are there. But if you look at this, you see this guaranteed price level. So one of the benefits of the DTB bars is, if you're trading manually and you were watching this chart, which some of you guys are definitely doing, if you're seeing a signal enter and the price immediately reverses, you do have the opportunity to pause the strategy. So if the strategy is not going to pause on its own, if it picks up a signal changing direction, it's going to respect the stops and the targets, right? So if you are physically watching the charts, which is a good idea, especially if you've got signal charts open, But if you're watching the charts and you notice that, the price is reversing and it's maybe bouncing off a Fibonacci level, going in the opposite direction, you are able to actually pause that individual strategy, which will exit that position that the strategy is currently in, and then you can press start again for the strategy to act on the next signal. So even though these strategies are 100% automated and they're completely controlled in the back end, a lot of you guys might not know this, but the strategies, if you go into the strategies settings themselves, if I go into even the strategy here, there are quite a lot of settings in here, including all different slot profit targets and stops, as well as selective slots, time, all these settings. But the cool thing is when you've got these, when you're running the game plan, every single one of these settings is remotely controlled and adjusted. So you don't have to, when the game plan strategies are running, all of these settings are automatically updated in the back end. And, so even though there's a lot of settings and a lot of different times, you don't have to worry about any of these settings because of that back end control. So that's an extremely awesome thing that is, available with the game plan strategies. But what I wanted to make, clear is that if you're running a signal chart, it's a good idea to monitor what that is doing in real time, because then you are able to actually see what the market is doing and, react accordingly. So these pause buttons are definitely there as a huge, huge help to do that. I just want to make sure something is working, which it is. Good. So yeah, pause the strategy. If you see that, start again, it will take the next signal. So, we saw over here, like as an example, like this was the last high. So that was, that's the guaranteed price level, and price like almost directly bounced off that. Now that could have been a Fibonacci level. That could have been a breakout volume marker left behind on one of the signal charts, especially showing me the money signal chart. And you might be seeing that in real time and say, you know what, I'm going to just pause this one to save, a bar or two, worth of, a stop. Instead of making the price go and hit its stop, you got the opportunity to pause. Now, not everybody's going to obviously do that. And just for absolute interest sakes, I'm going to go duplicate a new window, and I'm going to just load up a signal chart. So just for interest sakes, I'm going to do this. Template load, and I'm going to go to show me the money, which is this one over here, on the 2020, and I just want to see what it looks like at that level. So now you can obviously load this yourself, right, and run this. And lo and freaking behold, exactly what I was saying is what the signal chart actually plotted. So you'll see over here, there is that level that was collected over there, and the price just came and retouched it again, retested it again. So if you were watching this in real time and that signal entered over there, so you see this bar over here, that is where that signal or that entry actually occurred on the automated strategy. See that over there? That's where it actually entered. Now, if you look at the signal chart, if you saw that in play and you saw the price bounce off, you could exit that position sooner. Now, eventually, I'm going to be incorporating the signal charts into the automated strategies that in real time, with the whole AI back end to monitor signal charts while the strategies are running, that is something I'm going to be doing, but it's extremely, extremely challenging. Yeah, and actually I'm going off track completely today. But I got an alert from ChatGPT yesterday that they've introduced AI agent, where you can actually get an AI to log into your computer, and it can run tasks for you, and it can do a whole lot of things as if you've got somebody actually working. So I'm going to try and set that up to do automatic optimizations, to do automatic direction biases based on signal charts. I mean, I'm gonna look into that. I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully that's something we can do. But even looking at this, and you're looking at the signal chart, and you're looking at price bouncing off breakout volume markers, I mean, it is such a gold mine when it comes to manual trading, and even if you're just using this as a way to control the automated strategies. I mean, it's a really powerful way. And obviously people don't want to spend hours and hours and hours standing and looking at their charts and managing an automated strategy. But it definitely can increase your returns and your effectiveness if you have a little bit more control. And I guess that's what the Jumpstart program enables people to do is, once you understand signal charts and you understand how they work, even if you're running your own automated strategies, you are able to control them while they are in action based on what you are seeing on the signal charts. Anyway, so I thought that would just be a nice little thing over there. So I'll close that chart. Yeah, so there we go. That's our game plan for the week ahead. And we'll see how that progresses. We've had over the last month we've netted over $10,000 just on the automated strategies using the game plan. Absolutely fantastic. So keep at it. We've got an incredible system here. I believe there's nothing like it that is even remotely close in the same hemisphere as what DTB Traders offers. Especially when it comes to being able to remotely control automated strategies, setting up complete signal chart setups that are extremely accurate. We really have something extremely special here. And, as always, I'm very excited about delivering the content to you guys weekly and making sure that the system is always at the forefront, of what can be achieved. Okay, guys, nice and short call. For those who haven't taken advantage of the $399 package, jump in. And all of those subscribers who are on, because I'm going to make sure I look after my existing subscribers too. So anybody who's on, on a higher paying subscription, so even if you're on like a $59 per week subscription, you can convert to this package. So we want to make sure that, everybody is looked after. And, the idea is to expand this business to get, many more subscribers in, not thousands, definitely not interested in that, but a decent community that we can, expand on, because obviously we're taking this business to a whole new level, opening up an office in Dubai, having a whole support center, having individuals or AI bots even running optimizations. I mean, I think that's going to be quite amazing. But it definitely takes a good solid base of customers or people using the system to make all of that efficient. Otherwise, I'll just turn it off and trade on my own, So that's, where I'm trying to go with this and why I am putting in so much effort. I'm putting in so much effort into this because I'm not just, a marketing company. I'm not at all a marketing company. In fact, if you look at my website, it's pretty crap. You can see I'm not good at marketing at all. I've been playing around with this website, just doing a few little updates. And talking about that, I've actually got, small little updates made to the website. And again, I'm going off script here, but I've just done a few small little mods to the website just to make it a lot more simple. I've just improved the headings a little bit. I've put some of the headings under other headings, spoke about the Jumpstart program here, and then just gave an introduction of what the DTB system is, why it is so good. And, all of that is over there. And added some of the latest feedback that I've been getting too. And then also I realized, and this was stupid of me, but my posts, like I've got a whole section of posts on my website, but unfortunately they were all restricted to members only. So I didn't even realize that up until a couple of days ago. So now all of these posts are now available to the public, and they're all very important posts. explaining why the DTB system is so good. What are the different components of it? So a really informative way for somebody to understand the DTB system even before they commit to a subscription. And this article I wrote about the 5-minute bars, if you should be using them in trading, very good, very good. I hope some of you guys go and read that. Very good. Okay, that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much, and let's see how we can kick ass this week with the game plan and with your automated strategies. I think we're going to do fantastically well this week again. Right, that's it from me. Same time, same place next week, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Cheers.